Hello, everyone. This is Sharon Creations by Carrie. It's Carrie. Hope everyone is doing okay to survive these crazy weather days, nights. It's been a little nutty here. The winds were absolutely insane. Um, we got roughly an inch of snow, but we had a bunch of rain prior. So when the temperatures dropped, all that rain froze, turned to ice, and then snow went on top of it. So yay! It's cold and the wind has still been pretty gusty. Not as bad as it was, but it's still pretty nasty. Prayers to all of the people in the paths of those tornadoes. And anybody who's dealing with snow and cold. Um, let's see, today is Wednesday. Our temperature is supposed to drop out, bottom out Friday. I think it's Friday night into Saturday or Thursday night. I think it's Friday night into Saturday. And it's supposed to be pretty freezing cold, and God only knows what else that'll bring. But prayers, everybody stay strong through this because it's brutal out there. So anyway, um, I'm gonna start my work week Thursday, so or let's see, tomorrow night. So I made a few cards, did a coffee cup, and the bulk of what I've been doing is my diamond painting. And so I figured, let me show you what I've done before I go back to my work week because I haven't put out a video since last week. So I wanted to touch base with all of my crafty friends, miss our little chats. Um, so I had also made some more cards, but then I ended up sealing them in the homemade envelopes and forgot to show them to you. So those are Valentine cards. I made a couple of more. But here's one that I made. Not a big fan of how it turned out. This is mica powder, or not mica powder, embossing powder. And I was trying to do it so it looked like it was just sprinkled on, but it didn't come out that way. It kind of looks like where I put the embossing ink is kind of where it landed and doesn't look very random. So I ended up not liking that part. And then I don't care for this too much. And then I put it way too far over, which kind of makes it look off also. But I was doing some testing. I had this image in my head, not with this part in it, but with the embossing powder, these hearts, and the black hearts. And I wanted to try this technique I saw Miriam Emerson do, but hers looks good. Mine doesn't. I'm not quite sure if loading the embossing ink is what made it look not so good. So I may try it again and load the embossing ink better. But this kind of it was a piece of vellum that I had dyed, but it doesn't look very good. So I may peel that off and put something else there, depending on how much damage is on behind. It's been on for a few days, so I gotta put something else there because I don't think that makes it look good. It kind of downgrades it. So if I fix this one, and then in my next video, I'll show you what I decided to go with. But there's one. This one I absolutely like. It's simple, but with the embossing powder, I did two different embossing powders. I did a glittery blue, and then I did white. And this was me trying the technique. that Marian Emberson did. I think I ended up putting too much white, and I was done, and more fell out of my. I had some in my fingernail instead of using the spoon, and then it blobbed it in one spot, so I kind of had to fill it in a little bit more. But I still think it looks really nice. All I did was in Distress Oxide, and then while it was still wet, I hit it with the. I actually hit some more. I put embossing ink on top, and then just did the the two powders. I had to put it underneath, and I had this cut out of the pearlescence paper. So I had to put it on the two stamping blocks because it curled a lot. But it flattened out. I think I left it on overnight and it flattened out. And then I just mounted it on blue cardstock and mounted it on a card. So, and I did the, whatever this one's called, the upright version. So I like that one. I have, for some reason, had a hard time mounting this blue card. It looks straight here. It looks like my card is crooked. I don't know. Something's crooked. It's not a dramatic. If you nitpick it, you will see. But actually, yeah, I think that's what the problem is. I think my card is uneven. So I may have to do some trimming on the sides. The more and more I look at it, the more imperfect it looks. So then this I did. Kind of got a curve to it. I might have to put some blocks on this. Didn't have a curve on it before. But I had seen Gina K do this a while back, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. And I think I did something similar to it, but it wasn't quite the frame or the flowers. Something, I forget what it was, but I think I ended up coloring it or something, which would be cool too, but I wanted to do strictly black and white on this. But what I did was I took two pieces of paper, two pieces of cardstock, and stamped it twice. And then I had taken one of them and ran it through the die cutting machine to cut the frame out. Looks like my edge is uneven here too. Jeez Louise, I keep finding imperfections. But I ran my frame through the die cutting machine, or ran one of them through the die cutting machine to do a frame, and then just placed it on top so that it lined up. So it's like a 3D effect. I think I did I did a frame blank, so it's thicker than just one frame. I believe I did two. So it's got some stiffness to it. But if I took this frame off, this would be complete. The stamp would be complete. And if I took the frame and you looked at the frame, you could see that there was this stamp on there, and it's just cutting out the frame and then just stacking them on top of each other so that they line up. And I actually lined it up pretty good. So I seen Gina K do this probably good 4 months ago, at least. And I thought, I gotta try that. And I don't, oh my goodness. So sorry. I think I tried it, or I went to go try it and it just didn't work. Or I ended up changing it up in the middle of making it. But I would definitely do this again. This was not as hard as you would think it is. And it's literally two pieces of paper, same size. Put them in your platform in the same location, stamp it, and then put one through your die cutting machine to cut the frame. Don't cut the other one, just cut one of them. and then stack them so that they line up. And then I just put an embossed hello on it, mounted it with black paper, mounted it on a white card. And I think it came out nice. So there's that one. That one's my favorite one. It's like 1, 2, 3. So then I made a mug because I have a new client. So I thought Valentine's was coming around, and I thought it would be cute to make her a mug to go with her card. She likes owls. This was super difficult. Vinyl is so much easier to work with. I think I might need to change my blade on my Cricut. It chewed up so many spots. Instead of doing a clean cut, it just tore them up in so many spots where I had to pick what I would remove because it was so damaged that it did not come out really well. Kind of disappointed, but I mean, it's still cool, but there's so many things wrong with it. And I didn't want to waste the sheet, but I don't know what it is, but some of the spots the blade cut really good, and then there's other spots the blade didn't cut good at all. It chewed it, which is what I had a problem with the very first one I cut. So I bought some more paper that I found on sale in the clearance section at Walmart, and it's I think it's like two 12 by 12 sheets or something like that. These sheets were small. I didn't want to waste them. There was 2 in a package, and I didn't want to waste them. But I'm finding, and I've said this before, detailed cuts, the infusible ink sheets, do not cut well unless I need a stronger mat. That's the only thing I could think of. I used a brayer to push it down onto the mat. So it could be that my mat's not sticky enough and it's lifting, and I'm watching it cut and I don't see it lifting, but I see it chewing it up. So it's weird because right here is like super swirly detail. But so I tried to puzzle piece it back together, everything that popped out that I didn't want popped out. So I think it's a cute design, but it would look better if more of the feathers were in these 2 spots. The flower that was here got mangled, so I kind of had to make a decision to pull it off because it was just too chewed up. But there's spots where there's things where they shouldn't be, like little random dots, which I thought it was clean in those areas, but it wasn't. So her name's on the other side, so I can't show that side. But that side actually came out really good. And it was one of the cursive type fonts. There was no defect in that cut. So I don't know what the deal is, but I have some that I can test now. And maybe I'll make her another one. But there's that. And this is what I have spent the last 2 nights working on. Is I actually modified the design, the colors a little bit, because they Sorry. They wanted the stars and the stripes to be a pink. Sorry about the noise. They wanted it to be, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera, but this is a pink color. They wanted this pink on the flag. That's what the design called for. I was like, no, I'm not putting pink on our flag for the stripes and stars. Sorry. So I was like, no. This is one reason why it took me so long to even start this. Just found one that I didn't finish. Oh wait, I think I am in the middle of doing that one. Or am I? Only two? Nope, I missed one. Of one I already did. So I was trying to order some white because I wanted white on the flag. Excuse me. And so I couldn't find what I checked on Temu, and the description was anytime I pulled up a white, it was like really vague. And so I was just like, forget it. And so I ordered from off Walmart online and got the white. Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to end up using the white. I was going to just follow what colors they picked. And then I was like, no. And I was like, so I pulled from the white that I bought the diamond pieces off of Walmart. I'm the kind of person that if I don't like the color scheme that came with something and I'm making it, I'll change it. I do it my way. I joke about that, but honestly, I do it my way. And if I don't like the color scheme, then I'm gonna make some changes. I did keep, like, even up at the top of his head, I changed because they had all this that's white. They had that all pink. That's the barbed wire. Or not the barbed wire, the vines, the prickly vines that are around his head was pink. So I had a problem with that one. So then I changed it and I did the white. And so I let the very soft tan cream color stay. Because it's supposed to have some variations in the color. But I was not going to start with pink, as pink being the main color of an American flag. So I was like, really? Who designed this? Because I'm pretty sure your flag is red and white, yet you wouldn't have put pink on your flag as the main part where it's white. So apparently they're on YouTube also, I think, is where I've seen it. This company. So I'm probably, I would say roughly halfway through it. I probably have roughly a handful of colors. So I think I have like 6 numbers. Maybe 2 handfuls. And then it'll be completed. But there's a lot of the darks left. I was doing all the lights and now I'm switching. I did all the reds. And I think I'm doing darks right now to try to make the last of the lights stand out so it'll be easier when it comes to the end. I'm driving myself crazy because I'm finding ones that I missed. I think I've done that like 4 times already where I was like doing a color and then I'm like, wait a minute, I already did that color. Why am I finding one? Because I completely missed it. Just found another one. I did this section and I just found one. And of course, I'm doing it without my glasses, so that's not helping my cause any. But I probably will have this almost done tonight, and then I'll probably show it to you next week when I do my next video. So this is my last diamond painting that I have, and I'm pretty excited that I'm finally getting this one done. This one just, if you're an American citizen, this is packed with a wow factor of proud American and love God. If you don't, I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm tired, so I'm saying too much. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.